This is a quick unboxing and assembly video of the Sherpa STWV58L, the wheeled leaf vacuum. So the version I've got here comes with a hose kit, but you can buy it without if you don't need that. So I'm just going to crack open the box, lay everything out, and then we'll go from there. Now that we've got everything out of the box, let's just have a quick check of what we've got. So we've got the machine itself. The throttle cable comes pre-fitted to the upper handlebars. So you can see that's just attached there. We'll have to attach the handlebars to the body of the machine here. We've got this bag with lots of bits in. So that's got our bumper wheels for the front. It's got our hand wheels and bolts for putting the upper handles on. It's got a cable tidy as well, and it's also got a spark plug spanner in as well for future maintenance. You've got the owner's manual for the machine and the owner's manual for the Loncin engine that's fitted to it. You've got these two pieces here that form the holder and framework for the bag at the back. You've got the bag itself, and then these three components make up the hose kit. So you've got the hose, the handle for the hose, which extends out like this, and a baffle plate that slots in underneath. And what that does is it stops the machine from vacuuming up so that you can use the hose kit instead. So rather than taking it through its main nozzle here, it hoovers up through the hose instead. So now that we've made sure we've got everything, we can start putting it together. Now, strictly speaking, you don't actually need any tools to put this together. It can all be done by hand, but obviously you may find it easier to use tools, but I'm just going to put it together by hand today. We'll start by attaching the upper handlebars to the lower handlebars. Now, if you've got someone else who can give you a hand and hold this in position, that's great. If not, I find the easiest way to do it is just balance on my shoulders. Just make sure the throttle cable is routed outside. You might just need to bend those slightly just to get them in. And then we just need these bolts. There we go. Because this is going to be supporting a fair amount of weight when the bag is on. Speaking of the bag, the next thing we're going to do is fit the framework that holds the bag in place. This piece here just goes in these holes at the front. There we go, and you just want this section to be pointed up and then have these little hooks here ready for the bag. And then this section, you want this part to be the lowest part, and they just go in the two holes here that are in front of the throttle lever. Now that we've got the framework to support the bag, we're going to put the bag on. So the bag has a couple of attachment points, two at the front that go over these hooks, and then this section at the back that slides over these parts here. So we'll just slide this on. And then hook these around the outside like that. Don't forget to also just put these catches over the framework as well, so it's securely in place. So that is the bag on the frame. Now we just need to attach it at the bottom. This door at the back here is spring loaded. So you've got a catch at the bottom, pushes down, and then allows you to lift this up. So you need to lift that in place, and then you slide the bag onto here. Now, it is possible to force this on and it not be fully in place. So just make sure that you line up the tracks on the inside of the interface with the tracks on the machine. And you know and you can see that you've done it right because it will press down a safety switch. This is the safety switch. That's what it looks like when it's not being pressed. Hear that click in. If we've lined the bag up properly, that'll press that down and be solidly in place. If the bag isn't pressing that safety switch, the engine will not start. Next, we're just going to put on our little bumper wheels. Now they sit on these corners to protect the corners of the nozzle against sort of being hit into walls. So rather than wearing and cracking the plastic, you've got these bearings with a polyurethane outer to protect them. So on each side, you've got a carriage bolt, 2 washers, the wheel, and a wing nut. So you go carriage bolt, then both washers, they're really acting more like spacers, then the wheel, and then the wing nut. And that will allow that to be secure, but also turn smoothly. Then we just need to pop the cable tidy on. You don't have to do this, but it keeps the throttle cable close to the machine and prevents it from just flapping about freely. There's no specific place to put it, but anywhere along here will do, and that will keep that nice and under control. Finally, we'll just put the hose kit together and I'll show you how to fit it onto the machine. So the hose kit is just in 2 parts essentially, or rather the hose part is. So this section, as I showed earlier, extends like this, and it's just a push fit onto the end here. It's just a little catch inside. You just need to make sure it lines up and then it's nice and secure. And then you can control the end of the hose easily, like that. At the front, it will act like a vacuum. However, if you fit it at the back with the bag unclipped, it will act like a blower. That's because the force that's being generated by the impeller at the back will blow the air, whereas at the front you get the suction force. So you fit this on just by pulling the window back. You'll notice on the end of the hose you've just got 2 tabs. So you just want to go line the tabs up and then turn and make sure that's securely in place. And then that's ready to use. When you're not using the hose, you can just keep it attached to the machine and hook it around here. This is because if you haven't fitted the baffle plate, no suction is going to happen through the hose, or relatively little suction is going to happen through the hose. So if you want to use the hose, you need to make sure that you fit this. And this just slides in at the bottom of the nozzle. So this is the correct way to have it. So with these side wings pointed up, and then this part at the front pointed down. So you just line that up with the tracks on either side of the nozzle and push that on. And that's assembly complete. Now you just need to oil and fuel the machine. So for oil, it should have been supplied with a 600 ml bottle of SAE 30 oil. You will use the majority of that, if not all of it, to fill the sump of this engine. In terms of fuel, unleaded petrol. If you're using E10 or even just E5, we recommend that you put some kind of fuel stabilizer in it as well, especially if you're not going to use the machine regularly, because if unleaded fuel is left in a tank for a long period of time, the ethanol in the fuel can cause phase separation, and that can then cause starting issues. We've got another video explaining how phase separation in fuel works, and we'll just link that in the description of this video as well for reference. So that's unboxing and assembly of the Sherpa Wheeled Leaf Vacuum, the STWV58L. I hope that video was helpful to you. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment. We'd love to answer any questions you have, or if you just want to leave us a comment just saying something nice, that would be lovely too. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and thank you for watching.